But we start with the 10-4 volleyball team, a program that hadn't hit double-digit wins in an entire season since 2017. Juniors Sina Ulave and Ryan Filici started high school right across the street from each other. Their college careers started in Wichita and Morgantown, far from their homes in Hawaii and their current school, UT. As Joel Sebastianelli tells us, how they eventually wound up in the 419 has a lot to do with each other, and so does the success of this year's Rockets.
It takes a while to build a culture.
Rockets UT! Rockets!
Passion, precision, and poise. You know, we've worked really hard on our precision over the last 3 years, but really the passion has come along a long way. You know, student athlete driven, not coach fed.
It only takes 5 minutes to get from Punahou to Maryknoll School, but the journey for Sina Uluave and Ryan Filici to make it from Hawaii to Toledo took more than 4,000 miles, a couple of schools, and a couple of years.
Before the transfer portal came out, it was kind of like word of mouth, and there was no way that I was going to ever find out about 2 players from Hawaii, let alone 1 player from Hawaii that was going to be looking to transfer.
Volleyball is a game of relationships.
I had a good relationship with Ryan Felici's former coaches at West Virginia, and from there it just blossomed.
Filici came first, playing for West Virginia in 2018. Her relationship with Uluave, who played 2 seasons at Wichita State, made the next move easy.
When Beth called me asking me like if I knew this girl, like is she a good volleyball player, do I know her, I was like, yeah, that's my girl, like I want her to come to Toledo. I'm gonna call her right now, I'm gonna text her and tell her all these great things about Toledo.
Toledo was one of the schools that I followed Ryan with because me and Ryan were club teammates, so like I kind of followed like, hey, like she's at Toledo, followed up with Toledo during their season, like, oh, like they won this game, and so when I saw them reach out, I was like, oh my goodness. She was able to give me the rundown, like the things that coaches wouldn't tell me, so took her word for it and just found my way here.
Coming from Hawaii, like we're very like family oriented, so when I knew Sina needed a place to call home, I wanted to bring her and share my home with her, which is Toledo now.
It all comes back to relationships. These two go way back, so being together away from home, that was easier too.
That has helped tremendously. I mean, being the new person anywhere is always scary, but having someone to take you under their wing and be like, hey, these are my friends, hey, these are good people, hey, like, stay away from this, it was perfect.
And man, has she been good.
Sina ranks second on the team in kills and digs. Ryan is second in blocks. They're third and fourth in points. The Rockets entered MAC play at 9-3, the best start in 15 years, in large part due to their increased roles and relationships across the floor.
It's definitely the culture that I think this program is building and has built for the past 2 years that I've been here. It's just been a really like close-knit family community.
Along with that, the people on the bench, they're so locked in. They're always locked in, and we've talked about this in film where there was a game-winning point and the bench was going crazy, and I don't know if you can find that in a lot of places where everyone's just always locked in, bench and court.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor Ault obviously brings a level of intensity and a level of physical skill to us. She's a big arm, she's a local kid from Ottawa Glandorf High School, and does a great job for us. But we have a lot of young players that came in. Elaine Redmond's playing very strong volleyball as a freshman came in, and I think our sophomore class that are now juniors are doing a great job. So across the board, you know, the overall identity of our program has been set for the last 2 years, 3 years. It's now they're executing at a really high level, and they're really starting to understand situational volleyball and finding poise whenever they can find it.
And finding players near and far.
They're just wonderful human beings. To see them and the success that they're having on the floor for us as great student athletes is just a joy to see. And I'm honored to coach them.
With the Rockets, Joel Sebastianelli, BCSN.